for another episode of the I Do Music podcast, and our goal and our mission is to empower and educate musicians and artists worldwide. On today's episode, we talked to super songwriter and producer Jasper Cameron on songwriting being the core of his production, his idea of the perfect record, and how love is the epicenter of R&B. Hey, it's Sammy for the I Do Music podcast, and today I have all-star Atlanta producer and songwriter Jasper Cameron.
Yeah, talk that talk, baby. Tell them. Talk that talk. Tell them.
I'm so excited to talk to you.
I'm excited to talk to you too.
Because you're just already just a light in my life.
I thank you, my dear.
No, so you have worked with so many greats. Being here from Atlanta, yeah. I'm sure you have seen the transition of music and how it's evolved over time.
Yeah, lived through it all.
Yeah? Yeah. Even though I swear you young.
I'm glad you think so, but I take that though. I thank you.
No problem. No problem. So you've worked with the likes of like Nivea, Monica. Yeah. We were talking about Christina Aguilera. Yeah. I think you're most known for like Lloyd and doing the records with like Ciara, Young Money.
Yeah.
But you still have kept it pretty relevant, and you're still working with new artists, right?
I can't let them leave me, man. I don't. My biggest fear is becoming out of style.
Don't
so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I gotta be current. You know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So I try to stay up on it. You know what I mean. I've been pretty blessed with that.
Absolutely. But let's talk about you being from Atlanta.
Okay.
How's that been?
Man, you know what? It's really a blessing. You know what I'm saying. Like it's so crazy. Like I'm from here at the perfect time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I came right when it was coming out of not being cool to going into being cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I came up around all of that, and I never had to go nowhere to really make my dreams come true. So I think every day I pray, I thank God I was born here at this time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I could catch the wave, because everybody who ended up blowing up here, we all came up together, to be 100 with you.
That's real. That's
like
real.
All of us. Like I knew mostly everybody before we was ever anything.
That's very true.
You know,
I think that it's always about timing and opportunity.
Oh, man, ain't nothing like timing. You can't pay for timing, and timing is everything, really.
Absolutely. And you went to my rival school.
Yeah, you better believe it, baby. West Side Zone 1 through 4. I went to Doug High, baby. Y'all know what it is. She went to Maze, man. We used to call them the lemon heads.
Whatever.
Man. They football teams wear yellow helmets.
Oh,
so you know what I'm saying. We went to Doug.
And they got them clean uniforms now.
Oh yeah, you know
I
can't lie. Maze keeping it going for the West Side though. I'm pretty happy.
We are, and Doug gonna be back on that.
We
it's all love.
We coming back up, but I forgive you for going to Maze.
I forgive you for going. You should have came up the hill where it was real.
Up that hill, Lord have mercy. We used to go up the hill, boy. Woo, and have to run back down sometimes. Them fights,
H.E. Holmes, boy. We ain't gonna get into all that
we
violence.
Ain't getting all that. They know what's happening though.
But it's all love right here.
You better believe it.
That tells me a lot about just being rooted in your community. I feel like
definitely.
just understanding what it is about Atlanta. What is it about Atlanta though that gave you this like love for Southern music and R&B?
I'm gonna be 100 with you, man. Atlanta is a love city. You got to think about, like, most people, Atlanta is a love city. You got to think who everything. Think of people who come from here. Dr. Martin Luther King. You got to think of like it's a embracing city. It's not a stay away city. So Atlanta being an embracing type of city, that's what made our music business able to flourish. I hear like, what I'm saying, I come from it, so I hear dudes be like, man, Atlanta people just come here and take over. I see y'all looking at it the wrong way.
Exactly.
I said that's why none of y'all cities ain't popping, because for real, in order to get love, you got to give it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be open for it. So Atlanta just a embracing city. If you come here with love, you're gonna get love. Now if you come here with something else, you're gonna get that.
Exactly.
So you know what it is. But I think at the core of it all is Atlanta's a place where you could come with nothing and flourish and make it something.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
That's being that the city is like that, and for real, it got its own culture.
Yeah, what is that though?
You know, I can't even explain it. You got to really be here to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much creativity going on. It's always a new dance. It's always some music going on, and for real, it's a lot of things that really couldn't flourish nowhere but here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of things that wouldn't be able to go on in other cities, but it go on here because first of all, everybody know each other, so it's still like it got a small town feel, but it's still a city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we not scared to share, we not scared to help each other, and we're not scared to spread the love, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what helped Atlanta be what it is.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you.
And so you actually started producing in a high school R&B group.
Oh, you better believe it.
What was the name of that group? Because I could not find it.
My group name was Pure Bliss.
Pure Bliss.
Pure Bliss. Yeah, I was on the football team. I really supposed to been playing nose guard. But, man, we started a group, man, and I ended up at the pet rally, and we sung Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love. I said,
yes.
I ain't playing football no more. all the dudes was like, Fat boy, you supposed to be in the football team. What you out here singing? You out here singing? You know what I'm saying? But, music, I always love music, man. So, Pure Bliss, and through that group, I learned how to write and produce. I was already doing it, but I didn't really know it was a for real job. You know what I'm saying? Right. But through that group, man, it started it all, man.
How many of you guys?
It was 4 of us, man. What's up, Kareem? What's up, Tafiq? What's up, John? You know what I'm saying? It was 4 of us.
That's awesome. And so through that, you started producing for the R&B group, and then you moved to sign your deal with Austin or Dallas Austin.
Yeah, actually, what's so crazy? The lady who discovered us discovered Dallas. Her name Joyce Irby.
Yes,
Joyce was like the leader of a group called Climax. You know what I'm saying? So there was a big group in the '80s. You know, all female band, and she her and our old manager Leonard had a studio.
So y'all were legitimately like producing music and
but
like...
we kind of didn't know that though. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, really we just got tired of paying people to do demos. So we like, man, instead of paying them people, because we all can play instruments and sing, we're gonna figure it out. Right. So we started in studio time, and this dude named Leonard had a studio in East Point by the lamppost. Y'all know what's happening behind them trash by the lamppost. Anybody from the A know what it is. East Point. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually why I met Ludacris at in high school. But we started producing our own songs, and through the studio owner, he said, "Man, I'm gonna manage y'all," and he hooked us up with Joyce Irby. And Joyce at the time, she had a hand on a lot of people. Like I said, she discovered Dallas, and had a lot of things going on. And man, she actually got us a record deal with Warner Brothers. And at the same time, she was gonna get us a deal. She was like, "I want to get y'all a deal, but I need to find a young group too." Like, because we was like 18, 19, she's like, "I want to kind of find a kid group." Right. So through us searching for that kid group, that's how we found Lloyd and Sammy. You get what I'm saying? So she like, "Y'all gonna write the songs for them," and we like, "We are?" You know what I'm saying? Like, she like, because she knew we could write, but I didn't know I could write. She like, "You gonna write the songs? You gonna write the song?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever." You know what I mean? So we found Lloyd and put him in that kid group, and then we've been in the music business ever since.
Wow.
And she took us all to Dallas.
And so that's when you began working with like Sammy on his debut album.
Because like Sammy really supposed to been in the group with Lloyd. Oh, okay. Like we was trying, she put the little boy group together. Lloyd, Lloyd was the lead singer of the group, and she found Sammy was gonna put him in the group, but she realized they was 2 big stars, and it's better we separate them. So she got Sammy a solo deal with Dallas, and got Lloyd, leader of the group, another deal. And I was writing for both of them, so that's how I got in the game. Because I was writing all their demos from the jump, but I had a group too, and she got us a deal too, and she just took us all to Dallas, man, and and
the rest is history.
I guess it worked out, huh?
It worked out.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, my question, I guess, is, so were you, did you feel any type of way in terms of like not being because you originally were in a group? I love music so much, I didn't care what way it came. Like, I'm gonna be 100 with you, because my true talent always been the guy who put everything together. Like, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't the best singer in my group. I wasn't the best nothing, but I was always the one like, "Oh, we gonna do this." Right. You
like everybody met in my house, so by whatever you call it, I just was the one who was the gas for the car all the way. So I never even thought about it. I was just so happy to be in the music business that I'm like, man, whatever job they give me, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I just loved it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So when you started executively producing Sammy's debut album, how was that starting off? Because that seems like a big responsibility. In a sense.
You know what? I didn't even understand I didn't even understand how big it was. But you know, cause I'm so young. We so fresh in it that it ain't no pressure on you when you don't know what it is.
It's just new to you.
You know what I'm saying? We just so happy to be there. So I remember the first day we went to Nashville to start Sammy album. You know what I'm saying? And I remember Dallas. This early on when I first got with Dallas too, and I remember Dallas said, "I'm gonna write him a hit today." He wrote "I Like It." Sammy first smash the first day Sammy got there, and I got there. And then after that, we knew he had a smash. So that was like, man, y'all just finish writing the album. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go there and finish writing the album. Like, so it was never no pressure. Right. And I think because I started like that, it ain't never been no pressure on me with music. I don't even think that way with music. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't even no pressure.
What does it take for you to, like, what's your creative process in terms of, like, sitting down to write a hit or a song or producing the song? Like, what do you start with first? Because, I mean, you do both. Are you, when you look into a project, are you looking to, okay, I'm about to be writing this song, or are you just kind of like,
I just flow with it.
Flow.
Whatever comes, you know what I'm saying? Like, my job is just to get the best product, period. So if that entails me doing the track, I do that. If it tells me just writing a song, if it tells me producing the vocals, like whatever it takes to really get the best product possible, that's what I'm with. But and it's different for every song, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I try to do as much as possible is whatever artist I'm working with, I try to make it really them in the song. Like, I like to sit and talk to them. I like to know what the way they talk, they lingo, like what they going through, because I wanted to be them in the music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very hard for me just to say, I'm just going to write a song and this for... Now I have to know the people. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that doesn't slow me up. Because some people just write songs all day. I ain't really like that. I got to know what I'm writing, who I'm writing for. It got to be real to me. You know what I mean? Like, it got to be real life experience, whether mine's or theirs or something I done seen. So it got to be some kind of concrete thing. Now I just don't like just saying no anything.
I agree. I can understand that. So after you worked with Sammy, you also went ahead and helped write the lead single for Lloyd's second album. Is that correct?
Yep. We worked on his
Street Love.
Yes. Oh yeah, Street Love. Yeah.
You.
That's crazy. That story behind that. It's actually the 10-year anniversary of Street Love album. We recorded that. We recorded a lot of something right here.
Really?
But we just did a special with BET. And Revolt want to do one too about the Street Love album. It's so crazy because we sit back, we laugh now about it, but yeah, we did the U record, man. Me and Big Reese and started in Big Reese's basement at that time, man. It was something our whole crew needed. You know what I'm saying? It was a real divine project. I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like, you couldn't even write the script of how that ended up turning out, just because it was just, a lot of people like it wasn't the biggest record in the world, but it was for us,
right?
Because it saved a lot of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really did.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? We did that in Big Reese's basement. Me and Big Reese working on the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like, Reese had to, like, what's so crazy, I came to Reese, at that particular time, Lloyd was going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had, Katrina happened, his whole family from New Orleans. He didn't really have no money. Irv going through the Fed case, so he needed the budget released, but Irv didn't have no money to release the budget. So he's like, man, what we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So I said, Reese, we're gonna give him a hit. And I went to Reese's basement one time, but we didn't even work on them. For the whole night, we was just talking. I'm like, man, we was just talking about our life stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then we about to walk out the house. I'm like, man, let's go back home. And then he played this loop, the drum loop. And I'm like, what's that? He like, I don't know, man. I said, man, pull it back up. So I made him strip it all the way down. And I started playing the pianos on it, played the strings on it, and I wrote the song in like 3 minutes. I'm like, Lord, gonna record this tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? He came on there and recorded it. We went through the process, and man, everybody loved it. So that's how the U record came. We didn't have no deal. We didn't have no budget. We didn't have nothing. We had to put that out and beat the streets up ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what made it so special, because we really did, like, hand to hand that thing. You know what I'm saying?
So was that considered like your first kind of break into...
That just put me in a different category, because that was the first time we, because I had singles before then,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was the first, it meant so much more, because it was really our crew, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was really, we really stayed together, slept on the floor together. You know what I'm saying? Had to piece money together to eat sometimes.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Whoever had the money had to take care of each other. So it's really like our first thing where people are like, oh, they do okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we was the young guys. Well, Big Reese was OG really, but he came and he was like the OG to us, to me and Lloyd, because he knew certain stuff we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was our first time really tasting certain things in certain power positions.
Right.
So that's the first time where we start getting into that kind of thing, where we actually understood what it was.
Mm. So when you talk about, because I mean, you talked about in the beginning just how you were just happy to be able to do music, right?
Yeah.
But then you also talk about having to struggle and piece stuff together to get to that point, or get to this point even. How did you continue to persevere through that, or like what made you really want to continue to do it?
Man,
like what about music made you so consistent?
Man, music done gave me more than anything in this life could have gave me. You know what music was? The beauty in the struggle, though, to be 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? The beauty is in the struggle. Like, we never thought about not stopping, you know what I'm saying? Because we actually love it so much.
Right.
You know, like, I really love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't make a dime in it, I would still be doing it.
Yeah.
Just because I really love it.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand how you make money in it.
That's what I was going to ask you, because you started off really young. So was there anyone that kind of guided you in terms of the business aspect, or how did you learn?
You know what? I'm gonna
I learned really get it.
Man, you know what? Dallas. You know, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like Dallas, and there's certain stuff he told me that I didn't even get when he was saying it now until I got older. Mm-hmm. But Dallas taught me a whole lot. He let me see a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Way more than I look back now, way more than a lot of people in his position at the time would have let people sing.
Exactly.
Like he kept me with him. He ain't never hide nothing from me. You know what I'm saying? And a guy who worked with Dallas helped me a whole lot. Danny Zook. Danny Zook actually co-managed the Migos, now Trinidad James, but Danny Zook was the head of publishing over there. So he helped me understand publishing. You know, he helped me understand why this makes sense and why not. You know, they really looked out for me, man. Like, you know, like really taught me stuff that
typical execs might not have,
that, you know, people don't really think to teach you, you know what I'm saying? Right. And you don't even understand the value of the stuff they taught you till you get to later. You be like, man, for real, that really taught me that.
It's kind of like when your mom tells you something and
you know what I'm saying? Like so much stuff, you know, Dallas used to tell me, I didn't know what he was really saying. You get what I'm saying? Just because I'm so young, you know. But as I got older, I get like, oh, that's what he meant. You know what I'm saying?
So, what in terms of like as a producer, what types of business matters should you be handling in terms of like your publishing, your split sheets, and things like that?
You just should understand it. You know what I'm saying? You should understand. First, you need to understand what splits are. You need to understand what publishing is, how it breaks down. You know what I'm saying? It's a deep thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I think back, I didn't know what BMI ASCAP or none of that really did. You know, I just didn't understand it. You know, I didn't understand why people wanted singles on the radio. I didn't understand you get I just didn't know, you know what I'm saying? But they taught me that. But you definitely should understand. You know, I hear some people say stuff like this too. I ain't never giving away my publishing. I'm like, watch what you say, because for real, this is a game where you got to give something to get something. So if somebody gonna bring you an opportunity, why not let them? If you can't be used in this game, ain't nobody gonna have you around. I mean, you all around because you're useful for something. You get what I'm saying? So all that extra, you think you know everything, like you just gotta understand what you get into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta understand what you get into. So my thing is, don't get caught up in the trappings, and just try as much as possible to understand what it is, and don't be. And even when you understand what it is, don't think you know everything to the point to where nobody can't tell you nothing.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's very true. So
and just be ready to, you know, just know that for real, if you are talented or if you got something special, if you can't be used in this, man, ain't nobody gonna have you around. So all that, I'm keeping all my, nah, man, ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with busting it down and, you know what I'm saying, and figuring it out and let everybody eat.
Yeah.
If that's the way you gonna get on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real. So you were signed, or you signed a deal to Dallas House, and we talked about that. But what's your relationship with Noontime? Because Noontime
is... you know what's so crazy? That was just my pot. I'm going to be 100 with you. Like, Noontime, my first beat I ever got paid for was really Ryan Glover at Noontime.
Really?
I never forget that. I don't, you know how you just look at stuff and you'd be like, man, that's so supernatural, because really I was never signed to them or none of that, but they was just so cool with me. I never forget. And Ryan, he was working on the artist, and I never forget, like, you know, I started doing beats. I used to be in the room just doing beats and writing songs, so everybody be like, you here doing it? You do the beat and the song? I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do everything. And so one day, Ryan Glover, you know, part of Noontime, he came on, he said, I need this song right here. I'm like, I ain't never really got paid for a beat like that at this particular point in time. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget, he called me, he's like, how much you gonna charge for that beat? And I told him, and I don't even know what to charge.
Right.
He say, well, I'm gonna give you $15,000. I said, word? Like, I couldn't believe he was gonna give me that much for that. It took me 5 minutes to make the beat and write the song. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, run it. You know what I'm saying? So I never forget that. He gave me that cash. I put that all in my pocket. Thank you, Ryan Glover, for giving me my first beat check. Y'all know this. But the crazy part is I was always cool with them guys. And a little bit after that, Jazzy started in the room in Dark. Dallas also. So I just gravitated to them guys. And then me and Noonie became real tight. Most people didn't never see Noonie. But I was with Noonie all the time. But, we instantly clicked because we both really be on some ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? So when Noonie figured out, oh, Jasmine ain't trip, he cool. So he just started hanging me around and he started giving me game too. And so really I learned the hustle game in the music business from Noontime. Because they moved a different way. So I learned, you know what I'm saying? And really, man, they looked out for me too. Like my Big Nelly placement came because Noonie snuck my beat on the Jazzy Faye beat CD and sent it to Nelly and them. This when Nelly was the biggest rapper in the world, and Jazzy super hot.
Right.
He didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Noonie snuck my beat CD. I never get Jazzy Cameron from LA like, cause Big Zach had gave Noonie CD like, boy, Jazzy been doing some hot beats. Oh, and Jazzy came in there like, boy, these beats hot. But Noonie heard it like, oh. And he snuck it on that beat CD. This one you actually had to mail out beat CDs. Like it wasn't, ain't none of that emailing. You had to mail out FedEx a beat CD. And so Jazzy called me from LA like, boy, that boy Nelly in here going crazy on your beat. I said, for real, I ain't get it. And then I was like, I sent it to him. I'm like, oh. So it's love, you know what I'm saying? But they always rock with me. Jazzy was the hottest producer at this time, and I used to be with him because he just liked me. So people thought we was working, but we really weren't. Most time, wasn't even working.
Y'all was just hanging out.
Man, we was hanging out and eating. For real. We was hanging out and eating, man. I remember one time Polo seen us come. Polo say, boy, y'all came out of there called like clowns. Oh, y'all fat boys, you know what I'm saying? But we just used to be rocking and rolling. And we did a couple of stuff. I made myself get in that group, though. See, Jazz and Manny Fresh had a group called Big Love. I put myself in the group and took the name. I said, man, I'm Big Love. I used to just bomb rush it. They started putting me on songs. I made myself be in the group.
You are hilarious, dog.
Yeah, but Noontime, man, they always looked out. Man, Chris Hicks, man, Chris Hicks, he was one of the first people to hear my music. I remember one day I was in the studio just like, cause I used to produce and write by myself. So a lot of people, they be like, man, you ain't doing this. Cause they would never see me work.
Right.
But I'm the kind of just duck off. You know, I don't need no crowd. Jazzy like to produce in front of a party.
Yeah.
I like to really go by myself and do it. You know what I mean? So nobody don't really see it. And I remember one day I was in the studio just tucked away and I was playing some songs I do. And I never forget Chris Hicks came in there and said, what is this? You know, Chris, everybody know Chris, know how Chris get down. You know, Chris discovered Justin Bieber and all that, used to manage Usher, all that. So Chris like, play me some more. So I kept playing him. So he's like, man, do anybody know you got this music? I'm like, yeah. He like, and I never forget, he always let me know like what I was doing was good. You know what I'm saying? Because he was around the best producers at that time. Even though I was signed to Dallas and I kind of knew it was good, but Chris was around all them big producers they had signed too. And he came in like, man, they know you, but do they know what you over here doing? I'm like, I would, you know what I mean? But as I got older, I really appreciated that. He ended up trying to give me a pub deal when he was at Warner. Chapel, when my pub deal came up, you know what I'm saying? But Noontime, I always looked out, man. So I always rock with him.
It's funny that you say a lot of the things that you're saying, too, in terms of, like, your personality and your character. I think that aside from the talent, because you're around all these talented producers, why you versus, you know, all the millions of producers that are out there in the world? I think that there are certain characteristics about you that are obvious as to why people like to work with you. Yeah. You know, what do you think it is that makes you stick out in terms of people wanting like that likability?
You know what it is? As much as possible, I try to be non-judgmental and I try to be open to other people's ideas. And to be honest with you, I don't put no pressure on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think people have told me like, if most of my friends, they're like, you make everybody feel comfortable with you because you such yourself that they feel comfortable being themselves.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the main things. To be honest with you, because I done met so many people way doper than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a people like, how you get on these projects? I'm like, I don't even know. Like, really, to be honest with you, a lot of people put me around stuff because they like me.
Right.
And I know that. Like, to be honest with you, when I worked with Christina Aguilera, she just straight up used to like to hang around me and listen to me talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You worked on the Dirty album, right?
Yeah, Dirty album. Like, for real, to be honest with you, Christina was down here hanging with us. We didn't do no music the whole time she was down here. You know what I'm saying? And I never get, she went back to L.A., and she heard a beat that she had for Rock Wild. She's like, I know it's going to be my single. I don't care what we write on it. It's going to be my single. And one night she just called me like, come to L.A. But I know she really, it had nothing to do with really my writing skills why she wanted me there. She just like to see me dance and talk Atlanta talk.
Atlanta talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like back then I was straight Atlanta, you know, grills and slouch socks, you know, 8 times
no,
out.
not the
You know what I'm saying?
Socks.
So she used to like to just sit around and just say, just really have fun. So she really just put me on the song because she liked to have fun with me. Wow. But it's been a lot of stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what let me know, man, there's much more you know, you gotta have talent, and talent can get you in certain rooms, but your character keep you there.
Yeah.
The character keep people calling you back and keeping them want to rock with you.
I agree. I definitely agree. So now are you currently signed to Universal
Publisher?
Music Publishing?
Yep.
Yeah.
I did a deal with Universal through our homegirl Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
She from here.
Okay.
She Southwest Atlanta girl, you know what I'm saying? So she came down here, you know what I'm saying? Ethiopia, she big wig, you know, she doing her thing, and
That's awesome.
And yeah, I got a pub deal with Universal Publishing.
So what does it take for you to actually work with an artist? Because I hear a lot of producers, you know, it's certain things that you look for in terms of working with the artist, whether it's aside from them just being talented.
I just gotta feel them.
Right.
And I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? I can't even put that into I just gotta feel them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a whole bunch of talented people that I didn't feel.
Yeah.
And I really couldn't come up with nothing dope for them.
Right.
So I just gotta feel them. Because I know for a fact I'm not dope with everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so it's like it's just got to be magic. You know what I'm saying?
Do you usually have artists reach out to you, or is it like you reaching out to them, or it's both?
Both. You know what I'm saying? Both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Both ways. You know.
And through the transition of music too, you know, whereas to you were sending out beat tapes, you can kind of email stuff over. How do you communicate with artists? Are you finding them via SoundCloud? You know, so many different people on SoundCloud nowadays, or is it more like organic for you?
Organic. You know what? Word of mouth and through people.
Right.
I still meet them the same way. Like the new artist I got, Malachi Warren. He signed to Motown Capital. You know, I met him through another artist, Saint King signed a Polo through RCA. Well, her manager Jennifer Gogachel, she work at BMG now. Me and Jen go way back. You know, we've been friends. We was shooting a viral video for Saint King. Malachi just so happened to be her friend and was an extra on the set. And she like, he can sing. And I'm like, can you sing? Because I knew something special about him because all the girls kept acting like he was gorgeous or something. They kept walking by. All the girls want to talk to him, right? So he come to me. He a cool guy. He like, yeah, I do something. He said, send me a beat. I sent him a beat. The next day, he sent me back a song. I'm like, tell your mom and dad to bring you over right now because he was 16 at the time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that kind of organic thing where through people like, still hand to hand, you know, through people.
What exactly are you working on with Malachi now?
We working on his new project. Heard You Was in My City. We did his first one like a year and a half ago. He had a single with the Migos called Thank Your Mama. Then he had the Minute Maid single. So now he got put out a new song. He did a remix to a song called I'm Down with Lloyd. We just shot the video, and then we about to do a second project. Heard You Was in My City too, and he just out here working, piping it up. You know what I'm saying? Piping it up. Like even my little homeboy Cap G, man, Cap G go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he from East Point.
Yeah, he from East Point, Tri-Cities. We went to his house. I mean, when I first met him, put him together. We called KP. KP came to Big Reese house, met him. Craig Calman came down to sign him. You know what I'm saying? So that's family. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
You know, Cap G, what's up, Cap? What's up, Warren? You know the whole Ramirez family. You know what I'm saying?
Got a little tongue tied.
Yeah, got a little tongue tied.
So. You also worked with Tiffany Evans recently.
Tiff.
Did y'all work out of here? I know she did a lot of her album here at Patchwerk. Actually,
you know what? I haven't worked with Tiff in a long time. I worked when she was young.
Oh, that was when she was younger.
Yeah, when she was young. Okay. When Falana was her manager. You know, her and CC and them was working together. But she one of the most vocally talented people I ever met. Like 2 years ago, she came in and wrote this song. Man, I'm like, oh my God, man, can't nobody sing like that girl.
Really?
Oh, she's special.
Yeah. So what makes you special though as an artist? I think even with Lloyd and Tiffany, they had like their careers when they were younger, right? And they're like not even reviving, but like revitalizing their career.
Revitalizing.
Yeah, and so even with that last record that Lloyd put out, True.
Yeah.
He talks in the beginning about, you know, just what he's been through and stuff like that. Yeah. He's been through a lot of things.
Yeah.
That kind of just took me back to what you were saying earlier, just about, you know, the experiences that you've been through, and like, does those type of things in life or struggles kind of connect you more to the artist? Because you do a lot of R&B stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Mostly R&B records.
Yeah, definitely. Heart got to be in it. You
heart.
Know, yeah, heart got to be in it.
Tell us about Love Life.
Oh, Love Life, man. You know, Love Life. Ooh, that's a Love Life. That's a company I started for Malachi. You know, when I was doing his project, we was like, what is going to be? You know, they got Love Life too, but we had it like years ago that we put the TYB on it, Love Life, Treasure Your Blessings. But Love Life was something I started with him because I just want to put love in everything I do. Like with the company we had with Lord, Street Love. The company I had for Malachi, Love Life. So I just try to keep big love, you know what I'm saying? I got to keep love in it, you know what I'm saying? Because I always try to lead with that. But Love Life just the little movement and the little company I started for Malachi. I started out early. I started a company with him because I want to teach him the game, you know what I mean? Make sure he knew everything at an early age of how this works. But so Love Life just the movement we started.
So
keep the love moving.
Is that where your infatuation or your love for R&B comes from? Just like the center of R&B? What is that for you?
I just, you know what it is? I just feel it. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but I just love songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They make me feel good. You know what I mean? I remember even when I was little, the first song I ever asked my mama to buy me was As We Lay by Shirley Murdoch. I didn't even know what that song meant. You know what I'm saying? I was a little boy. And my mama like, you on As We Lay? And she told my daddy. Yeah, little boy, he told you on As We Lay. But, I just felt passion in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I love R&B. I love country for that same reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love pop songs. I just love things that your heart is in that you could tell somebody really mean it.
Yeah.
Or they felt it. You know what I mean?
I think it's interesting, though, because you actually made a song called Money on the...
Please believe it.
Money on the Bed.
D-boy section. It was serious.
Money on the Bed is not quite
yes, it
the
is.
same.
I'm blessing you. I'm going to show you appreciation.
Y'all got to see this video.
I'm going to show you appreciation for the love you give me.
All right.
I'm going to throw the money on the bed for you. You know women get excited about it. They like that. Listen to all the lyrics. You hear it?
I did hear the song. I did hear the record. But
it's a different kind of passion.
It's a different kind of passion.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting.
That's the street side.
The street side.
Yeah. But it's still love in it.
You were hilarious.
Still love in it, though.
Y'all gotta see the video. That's what makes it
That's
even funnier.
funny. You looked that up, huh?
I sure did.
That's so funny.
I sure did. So
Money on the Bed.
Money on the Bed. No, but talk about you putting that record out and working on music yourself as an artist.
I'm going to tell you what's so funny
that?
about that. I started as an artist, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, of course, the writing and producing took off. Mm-hmm. But I used to always just do songs, not even thinking about them coming out. Mm-hmm. So, I actually had a deal one time. Dallas used to always be like, we're going to put you an app. No, but I wasn't on it because I'm like, I guess I ain't the type that'll trip off. You got to see me and all of that. So, as long as everybody else moving, I'm fine with it. So, I actually did that song. And my friends were like, man, this song jamming, but can't nobody do this song. They're like, you. So my cousin was like, man, we're going to put it out on you. And I'm like, for real? He like, we're going to put it out on you. So we like, all right. So we just went with it. And you know what I'm saying? And I had, at that particular time, I was about to do a deal. You know what I'm saying? But I understand, to be honest with you, I understand what it really, really takes to be an artist in this. And I ain't going to lie to you, I don't know if I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I'm gonna be 100 with you.
What do you think it takes to be the artist?
Well, you got to be ready to really look at me. Hey, woo! You got to really put that thing on and be ready for that. I'm naturally a more behind. Yeah, you know. Be honest with you, I'm naturally that. You know what I'm saying? So, in the process of doing it, like it was moving and everything, and I'm like, man, I don't really know how this going. You know what I'm saying? And then I start signing more artists. So I'm like, instead of me focus, I'm naturally the type. I focus on somebody else before I focus on me when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of got off of it, you know what I'm saying? But I love doing music. I love just putting it out like any way, shape, or form, you know what I'm saying? But people don't know, man, being an artist is a lot of work.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? People think it's all fun and, you know, you got to be ready to get up in the morning, go do the morning shows. You got to be able to do them shows, grinding at night. You got to be ready to really go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's fun, but it's a lot of work.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm a natural more...
laid
you know
back.
what I'm saying? But I'll put out a video or a song just to have some fun with it.
That like song Money on the Bed.
Yeah, that song was funny though.
You're hilarious. So what's your take on Atlanta's music scene today versus, because you were making records in the Lloyd, Ciara era, even with Young Money, and now working with like August Alsina, Mila J, like Malachi, like those artists, a little different.
Definitely.
It's definitely different. So what do you think the influential artists you work with then versus today, like what's the difference in that?
I think really the biggest difference is the way music is consumed and the way you distribute it and the avenues to get it out there.
But even in terms of like the production and stuff, what do you think?
You know, production always changes.
Always.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So as a producer, your job is to always stay in tune. Like, remember, if you go back to the 70s, funk was popping. Mm-hmm. The next thing you know, disco comes. Mm-hmm. Then right after disco, you got the punk rock. Then right after that, you got the hip hop. Right after the hip hop, you got the freestyle. You got the house music. So production always changing. Mm-hmm. Songwriting don't. Mm-hmm. a good song is always a good song. Now the way the production, the way you make it sound, the feel, that always changes. So as a producer, you just gotta always make sure you locked into the change in times of production. You gotta think even Quincy Jones got to a point where he told Mike, I don't know, I'm gonna need help with this album. You might need to go mess with Teddy Riley.
Right.
That's the new sound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the new sound. So as a producer, you always gotta be abreast and paying attention to what's moving the people at that particular point in time.
So I hear you talk about, like the P-Funk era and Michael Jackson even. Like, who are some of your influences? What inspires you to create when you thinking about making a beat?
Man,
making a song.
You know what? At the core of myself, I'm a songwriter. So I'm always thinking about song first. I think about song first, you know what I'm saying? Because I can always fix drums.
Right.
Or make it sound current, but I always think about, is it a good melody?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it a good subject matter? Is it catchy? You know what I'm saying? So like when I love so many types of music that I try to use all my influences with everything I do. Like I like trap, I'm from here. I'm from where it started. So it's like I take some trap drums, but I try to put a babyface melody over it. I try to mix it up, you know what I'm saying? So it can catch everybody, as many people as possible.
Right, it can impact as many people as possible. It's powerful.
But I listen to a lot of classic songs, though.
Like?
Man, I love Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates?
Ooh. Hall & Oates.
Somebody else said that on here, actually.
God, Hall & Oates, they got some of the best songs. 101.
I'm not too familiar. I need to go back into my
I love Babyface.
Yes.
I love R. Kelly. I love Keith Sweat. Man, I love who else I love? Man, I love Phil Collins. I love Prince. Of course, I love Michael Jackson. I love Stevie Wonder. I love Devontae Swing, Jodeci. I love Boyz II Men. Like, so I like
all that classic R&B.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, what do you want to see in Atlanta R&B? Because it's really it's definitely not 90s. Different. It's super different, right? So what do you want to see, or what are you hearing in terms of the Atlanta R&B scene specifically? Because we always hear about the trap stuff. That's always gonna be here.
I think there's a couple of R&B things sneaking back up. Like people like Black got a lot of R&B elements in there. Bang.
He got a lot of melodies in there.
You know what I'm saying? He it's about really blending it enough to make it sound current, but expanding it enough to capture some of them classic melodies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I see it coming, like it's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like I think what really helped a lot is that urban music going back to top 40 some more now. So you can spread it across. Like Shape of You, you listen to Ed Sheeran, Shape of You got R&B all in there.
Yeah,
it's R&B all. Look at Bruno Mars' new song. You know what I'm saying? So now Bruno Mars' new album. Period. So I think it's all coming back. You know what I'm saying? Giving it a little time. I just think that at a particular point in time, trap music became so easy to do and it's so energetic that it took off. So people. They was heavy on it.
They kind of gravitated towards
and ain't nothing wrong with that. But now, you know what I'm saying, the other thing is starting to come back around. Because if you look at a lot of the trap, they doing a lot of melody. I work with Future, so I know how Future going, and Future love R&B. He'll melodize it out.
That's what I was about to ask, too. Going from, like, working with the likes of, like, Olivia to, or Monica even, to then working with, like, Young Money or Future, how do you kind of, just how do you creatively approach those situations?
Man, it's all in me. Like all of it in me. So it's like I don't even think it's no different, really.
Right.
Because it's all about connecting to the artist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like really, it ain't even no difference. You go in there, you talk to them, you see where they at with it, man, and y'all just vibe and come up with something.
Deep. What were some of the challenges you might have faced in terms of, like, just coming up we talked about a little bit about, like, the business of you not really knowing, but were there any challenges along the way, even creating or dealing with the different people in the industry? Like, did you have any challenges coming up?
The biggest challenge, I think, to anybody is really yourself. Is get past what you think should be, get past your ego, and just really enjoying the moments.
Right.
Not forcing that and just let it flow.
I agree.
And to keep yourself motivated enough to keep going, even when you don't feel like you can see exactly where you're going. But you got to know, man, I got to keep going.
Right.
You
got to be your own motivation.
Yeah, and in any industry, you're going to run into people who you don't agree with all the time. So really, that's why the most important thing is your people skills.
Yeah.
You got to know how to get what you need and what you want, even when they don't want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's about, you know.
There's a lot of negotiation going on
It's
there.
a lot of negotiation. You gotta know when to zig, when to zag. You know, you gotta know when to think and when to feel. You know what I'm saying? That's with anything, any kind of business. You gotta know when to follow certain instincts. You know, you gotta know when to be like, nah, that's not. You know, you gotta know when to use your heart and when to use your mind.
I agree. What is there anything that you necessarily wish you would have known then that you know what you know now? Like certain things, you know, you working with a lot of young artists too. I'm sure you hipping them to the game. Like, hey, Malachi, listen, this is what it's gonna be. What are some things you wish you would have known?
Some things I really wish I would have known. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was such. How can I say this? Because I laugh about it now. But it's the same thing. The same reason why people like me is the same reason why I had some big opportunities that I didn't never exploit because I didn't even know people was trying to do it with me. I'm such a people person. I'm thinking this person's just, like people out there, Jasper, you hanging around so and so and so. I'm like, I never knew what it meant because I wasn't hanging with them because they were so and so and so.
Right.
I was hanging with them because they wanted to hang with me and we had a good vibe. So I don't have no regrets, but the only thing I kind of wish I would have understood was the language people was talking to me when they was trying to do a certain kind of business with me, but I didn't know they was saying, like, I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know Sylvia Rome calling me that time. She used to always want to hang around and she really wanted to do something. I'm just thinking, well, she a nice lady. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm just that kind of person. Like I ain't into to get nothing from nobody. You get what I'm saying? Not like that. So I just really wish I would have took advantage of certain opportunities at some points of time. But to be honest with you, I really didn't understand what it was, you know, because I wasn't in it for that. You know, I wasn't in it to get nothing from nobody.
What else can we expect from Jasper in the next few years? What exactly are you trying to do?
We will see.
We will see.
Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm freestyling this thing, baby. You know, hopefully just good music with all the people I always love to create music with. You know what I mean? Hopefully some new talent, you know. Hopefully the new Malachi project, you know, a lot of stuff with him. Of course, the Lloyd projects. CC back in the studio, she got a new deal. You know what I'm saying?
Ciara.
Yeah, CC, I'm going to see her this weekend. What's up, CC? So, you know, I just like creating with the people I love. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I might meet some new people. You know, I don't know. I really just go with the vibe, man.
Go with the vibe. You always around the city though, and at these showcases and different things like that.
Yeah, this my city, man. I love it. You know, I love Atlanta.
Even though you went to Doug, it's okay.
I love it. I try to. I done got a little older now, so I kind of. I know I stay tucked away in the back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm always around, man. You can always find me, man. So if anybody, you know, y'all dope, y'all want to do something, let me know. Yeah. I'm always here.
A lot of times, people in the industry feel like they need advice or something to create. Do you believe that, or do you have a counter message to that?
Man, let me be 100% honest with you. It's so crazy because I'm the type of person I never really drink and smoke for real. So I'm gonna say this: the worst thing in the world is to be a slave to something. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's the money, that's the fame, that's the anything. So I understand you want some people like, man, when I smoke it loosen me up, or when I drink it loosen me up. But eventually, man, the same thing that you think helping you gonna hurt you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I ain't knocking nobody for their creative process or what they think they need and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, but really, I don't think it should take that for you to be able to do your art because man, this is a God sent thing. You get what I'm saying? Like I tell people, you know, anybody who really create and understand what it is, they know what I'm saying. Like this is really a God sent thing. Like. You can't even explain how you come up with these songs or you come in a room, nothing, and you leave out with something so beautiful. It's a God-sent thing. So I don't believe in you needing anything to disrupt that connection. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't knocking you if you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just eventually going to come point of time like where you're going to have to deal with it if you think that's what you need to create.
That's real. And you see that eventually.
Oh,
but
definitely.
You just, not right away.
Definitely, man. I done been around people, man, who I done seen. They was, I'm talking about some dope people, man. I'm talking about used to write hits on cue, used to write. Next thing I know, man, really started getting too high into too many different things. It cut off. Right. And they like, whoa. And man, the worst thing in the world is for a creative person for that creativity to get cut off. So eventually you're going to have to deal with that. So I ain't knocking you if you feel like you need you whatever to get to wherever you. But man, for real, I just know it's a divine thing to create this music and to create this art. And I would hate for you to just think it's because of you smoked some weed or you did some drugs that you came up with this.
Right.
It's way deeper than that.
I agree.
To me.
I agree. So we had you up here early, and we said we were going to go ahead and record this podcast at 11 a.m., but you were actually here at 10:30, 30 minutes before. You know, they say to be early is to be on time, but why was that important for you to be early?
Because I always believed in being prepared, and I always believe in not wasting nobody's time, because really time is the most valuable, one of the most valuable things in the world. You can never get that back. So I believe you got to respect people's time. And I'm just the kind of person, I like to understand what I'm doing before I do it. I like to be prepared. You know, I like to see it. I like to arrive early and just, because really on time is late to me. You know, like I just understand the importance of being prompt, being ready. You know what I mean? Because that sometimes is way more important than talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being ready, somebody knowing they could count on you, being accountable.
Right.
So from all, and that it all go together. So in all aspects of it, you got to be accountable. If you say you're gonna be here at this time, you know things happen sometimes. But if you can, I just believe in respecting people's time.
And you also said earlier too, just a matter of just not being like an artist. That's what you said to me earlier. Not being the artist.
I didn't want to be the typical rap artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of...
What's the typical rap artist?
Well, I ain't going to say every rap artist, but a lot of times they think they so important that things begin and end with them.
Right.
And it ain't about you. This stuff be way deeper than just you. So you got to respect people if you expect to get respect back. And one of the most important things you can do is respect people's time.
I agree. So is there a difference for you? Because like I said, you work with many people in terms of like, even from like different features, groups. Is there a difference for you working with like a female versus a male artist, or a group, or a solo artist?
Yeah.
Is there a different approach?
Yeah, it's different. You know, how can I explain this? Women most times are more in touch with their feelings. And so
that's usually about right.
They are more open to tell you what's really going on in their heart and their mind and their soul. And really, they connect to you more on that kind of thing. So I actually enjoy really working with women more than anything. Because I'm just a fan of women. Like, I really love women. Like, I don't love, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't love just, you know, I don't break women down into things. I don't break no woman down on her body, her face, and none of that. I like the whole talking to them. I like the whole thing. I really love women. I was raised by women. So I actually like working with women because they're open. And they'll let you see what they're going through.
Right.
So
what about really, in terms of like, oh, go ahead.
And men, most times, it takes them really knowing you a minute before they get that comfortable with you. And so it's about really, when you work with men, it's more so about making them feel cool. It's more of an ego thing with men, you know what I'm saying? Making them feel cool.
Right.
With women, it's more about connecting to their emotionals, you know what I'm saying? And then really when they get to dealing with groups, the most different thing with dealing with groups is making everybody feel involved. You know what I'm saying? And the production different with a group. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you got a group with more people singing, you have to make sure you some kind of way make everybody feel connected to the record. So that might be a little bit more work. Like, you might have to make sure this person, even if they ain't singing on the song, feel some kind of input on it, or they connected to it as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's different working with a group than working with one person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you writing all the parts when you
sometimes,
songwriting for a group?
like when I come from a group, so I also too understand how to arrange
harmonies
songs for a group. Like, you got to understand, like, oh, on this part I need him to come in. I don't care if it's just for 2 lines, because it's gonna make it much more impactful when he step in,
right,
and he step back out, and I bring him back in. And because you also, when you writing and producing songs, sometimes you think about performance too.
Yeah. And
so when they perform it, they could do it. Well, I do. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cece laugh all the time because I'm like, "Ooh, Cece, when you do this song right here, you got to do this." And she, all right, you know what I'm saying? So I think about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
You got a 1-2 step.
Yeah, She's like, "Oh yeah, when I do that, you know, even she was a little girl, it'd be like that. Lloyd too. I'd be like, "Lloyd, you know, right here, you got to do it." Oh man, you know what I'm saying? So I think about when I'm writing a song, I think about everything.
Right.
I think about the presentation of everything. You know what I'm saying? So when you're working with a group, you got to think about that too. And band,
Right.
working with bands, same thing.
Do you ever, because you play instruments, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever utilize like live instruments
Yeah,
and things like that?
I love
that's not like a resurgence, but it's a conversation I've had a few times in terms of like musicians, kind of that coming back into the production side.
Yeah, I love live instruments. Like, I come from that. I came up with the organized noise and all of that, Dallas, and where you really put live instruments. Like, I come from the era where you really had to play it.
Right.
Like, you couldn't really fake it.
Right.
You had to actually play it. So I love the fact that people think it's coming back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because don't nothing feel like that. You know what I mean? So I love live instruments.
That's what's up. So, an idea of a perfect song.
Yeah.
You Rock My World, produced by Rodney Jerkins.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? That's our idea of the perfect song. What is your opinion on that?
I hope Big Kurt don't kill me. I actually hated that song that came out. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because eventually it grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I didn't think it was as good as the Rodney Jerkins songs I had just heard from Brandy and just all of them. So I was like, man. And then what else threw me off was Butterflies was on that same album, and I felt like Butterflies killed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I know what you mean by thinking it's the perfect song. It's a good beat. It's a catchy lyric, and it's Michael Jackson voice. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but that was one of the maybe I couldn't appreciate it as much because Butterflies was on that same album. I'm like, now it's the perfect song. Now, I'm going to be honest. I thought Butterflies was the perfect song. Oh, my God. I still listen to that song right now.
What makes Butterflies the perfect song,
though? Oh, my God. That melody, man, and the way he slide across that thing. I'm like, what is this? Oh, my God. Then he had they had the live bass, you know what I'm saying? Dre and Vidal and Marshall, man. Marshall singing them backgrounds, and at the end, he's scatting. I'm like, what is this? Michael went crazy on this song. So that might have messed up my thing with Rock My World because when I heard that Butterflies, I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hurry up and come out. This song.
Yeah. So
actually, Butterflies was the song I thought was the perfect song.
Nice.
But Mike got a lot of songs I think perfect.
I know. I'm like,
you know what? Man, Rock With You a perfect song. Ooh.
That band playing.
Oh my God. You Are Not Alone is a perfect song. Oh my God. Man in the Mirror is a perfect song. He got a lot of them. Keep It in the Closet. Oh my God. Mike got so many songs that I sit in there, I'm like, is this it? What is, of course, like Prince too. Like, man, when I listen to Door, I'm like, what in the world? When doves cry, man. Oh man. Do Me Baby. And like, Stevie Wonder. Oh my God. Rocket. It's so many songs. I think perfect songs, man. Them kind of people, man.
What are you when you are producing though, in terms of like thinking of crafting the perfect song? Yeah. Are these the elements that you're thinking to put in there? You know what's so crazy?
When I'm producing, I don't think about crafting the perfect song.
You don't?
I just be feeling it.
Right.
So I don't think about making a hit. I don't think about none of that. I just thinking about creating. And it feeling good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, sometimes for me, you don't know what it is until the world tell you what it is. Cause there's been some songs I thought was incredible. Like some of my favorite songs that I might have personally did, they might not have been the biggest songs. They might not even been singles. Some of my favorite songs that I personally did, they weren't really singles like that. You get what I'm saying? So
that's awesome. Well, anything? No. Okay.
I want to. No,
tell
me.
Hey,
why you thought "Rock My World" was the perfect song? I like this.
The bridge.
Yep.
And he hit that
note. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
And he hit it, and then he came down, and then the production. I
yeah.
thought that Rodney when I hear that record, I think that so that one and the one he did for Tony Braxton.
Man enough for me.
Unbreak My Heart.
Oh, Unbreak My Heart. Oh, yeah.
And he did that right.
I think that.
Man Enough for Me.
Yeah, Man Enough for Me.
Man Enough for Me and them two. I think them records.
Man, Rodney one of the genius. Yeah. I had the pleasure. I done seen him work. Like that man is good. Like how he good. Yeah. Like what I'm saying. Like But he, like, man, I'm gonna tell you something. That Brandy album he did, oh my God, that's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Same, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rodney Good, man.
Yeah.
But I understand.
They don't say like nobody talk. I mean, I'll be listening to his stuff and just be amazed.
Oh no, he dope,
Yeah.
and he could play
He can
like
play.
a fool.
Mm.
Like I remember one time in the studio, that man did like 5 beats in like 15 minutes. But I'm talking about playing, like all them stuff people be now arpeggiating and all that. Nah, he
Right.
play his, and he let me know too. See, look, I play mine. Hold up, Rodney. He was in LA. He like, look, I play mine. All that. Play all them strings. I play all them. He go crazy.
That's good that you even allow yourself to, be inspired and learn from.
Oh man,
from
that's
the
one of
greats
my.
like this.
That's really what I enjoy. Like I look like I used to love being in the studio watching Dallas make them hits. Go over there, watch Jazzy make them beats. Watch Lil Jon go make his beat. That was one of the biggest blessings in the world because that's how I learned so much.
Right.
It's being a fan.
Right.
I'm forever a fan. You know what I'm saying? So I like to sit and watch people. I'm like, wow, that's how they did that.
Sometimes people are scared to be the fan, but you got
Man,
to
when you stop being a fan, that's when you're going wrong. Because when you stop being a fan, that means you don't love it no more. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Sometimes the funnest part is sitting in the stands.
watching.
Yeah, man. Because
I
you can
agree.
see everything. Sometimes you don't see it so clear when you're in the game. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. Well, wow. You done gave us a lot of gems. Big love,
Yeah,
life.
big love. Talk that talk. Say it, baby. Let them know.
I gotta get out of here. Where can they follow you on social media? Where can they find you?
I got one social media thing. I got an Instagram at Big Love Jasper. Big Love Jasper. BIGLOVE Jasper. JASPR. That's the only. I'm trying to get my
social media game
I
up.
be getting that. I'm from an old school generation. So sometimes this stuff be scaring me.
It's scary.
This is a weird thing. What in the world is going on, man?
Yeah.
So I try to keep my Instagram going. I had to get rid of my Twitter, and I had got rid of my Facebook because it started getting too weird. But I'm gonna have to eventually get them back. You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
be no dinosaur. I understand that.
You-
But I'm still on Instagram though.
You're on Instagram.
I'm
That's
on
good.
Instagram. Straight
That's
flex.
good. Straight flex. So y'all get at Jasper, Big Love Jasper on
That me.
Instagram.
Yep.
And thank y'all as always. It's Sammy approved on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Follow us and
Yeah, follow us.
be sure to tune in next time.
Yep. We out of here, y'all.
Sonically superior.